Hi everyone, I thought I would go ahead and do some weekly videos to just go over basically what you need to do each week. I've done this in the past with Bio 101 and I stopped doing it because students didn't really watch them, but maybe you guys will find some benefit. So I'll go ahead and try them out, and if you like them, let me know and I'll keep doing them for you. So I'm going to go ahead and start out by looking at our weekly to-do list for week 6. So we're already halfway through the term. So that means that we are going to be preparing for our midterm exam. So if you take a look at our weekly to-do list, we do need to finish up topic 4. So we do have our topic 4 quiz due by midnight tonight. So if you haven't had a chance to take the quiz, you need to do that ASAP. So it says here in the reminders that you need to sign up for the proctoring sessions for our our midterm exam. So our midterm exam will happen next week. So starting on Sunday, so that would be the 12th, the midterm exam window opens up. However, I have 4 times that I will be proctoring the exam via Zoom. So this week you will choose which of those 4 times work best with your busy schedule. So you will choose which time it works best for you. Right now, this link is not working just because it's not May 6th yet when I'm recording this. But by the time you watch this, you will see the 4 options, and then you can just choose one of the 4 options. You'll also notice that there are 8 slots available for each option. So if you notice that one spot is filling up or one slot is filling up, make sure that you choose right away so that you get the time slot. It's just I can't have like 20 students going into one time slot because it's just too hard to proctor an exam with 20 people at once. It doesn't go very smoothly. So 8 is the maximum that can be allowed for one of those Zoom sessions. If you find that none of those times work for you, you can have a Zoom session set up through ProctorU. That is an outside website that it does cost money to have them proctor your exam. But you have to have your exam proctored. It's required just for, academic honesty. So that is an option. The other option is to take it on campus at the testing center. So if you do either of those 2 options, you'll need to let me know ASAP. Otherwise, just sign up for one of the Zoom proctoring sessions. So we are going to get into aquatic ecosystems this week, so be sure to take a look at your Adigia textbook, and you're going to be taking a look and going through topic 5 in our Adigia textbook. Okay. So you'll be answering, looks like 8 questions this week from your Adigia textbook. And looks like we have 6 different assignments that we'll be doing this week, though, one of them is the fruit fly, which basically you're just writing data down, so it's ungraded. Okay, so 5 assignments basically. Okay, so let's take a look at those assignments. So your student roles have been posted, so there you go. And let's take a look at the first assignment. So we're going to be looking at aquatic ecosystems and wetlands. So the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to watch a video. So this video, you'll link to it and you'll watch it. And if I take a look at the assignment, use that video to help you answer basically the first page. Okay, so it'll give you an overview of what aquatic ecosystems are, what are wetlands, what are the characteristics of wetlands. Okay. And then once you have had that understanding, then we're going to kind of divvy up the work, and you're going to read a specific article for your assigned roles. So you can see how student 1, you have one article, student 2, you have a different article. So when we look at our topic 5 class activities, we each have a different article, okay? For students 4 and 6, there is one that is missing, okay? So we do have your article, it's changed, it's right here, okay? So everybody has their assigned articles. So you'll read those and then you will answer your questions based on what you learned from your articles. Okay, so that's a pretty straightforward activity. So you'll answer that based on your particular article that you learned about. Okay, so that's pretty straightforward. Let me take a look. In addition to answering your questions for your student role, you need to contribute to the answers of at least 2 students. Okay, so make sure you're adding information to their answers of 2 other students. Okay, so I'll be looking at that in your forum posts. So you should be responding to 2 students. Take a look at their work, making sure that their answers are complete. If you notice anything incorrect, please let them know. If they forgot to include the source, please let them know. If they forgot to include the question, please let them know. Things like that. Point out things that they can, that maybe you wrote about that they can add to their answers so that they can change it before the deadline. So that is the first assignment. The second assignment, we get into chemosynthesis. So we've talked quite extensively about photosynthesis. So this is it's kind of like photosynthesis, but instead of using light energy from the sun, we have organisms that are harnessing chemical energy from the depths of the ocean near the thermal vents. So you're going to learn about that by first watching a video, and then we have a couple of different activities that you're going to be working your way through. So you'll be looking at some more videos and answering questions along the way. So you'll see, like, you have a video that you'll watch, then you'll answer some questions, then you'll have another video you'll watch, and then you'll answer some questions, and another video you'll watch, and then answer some questions. Okay? So, I mean, it's pretty straightforward, this particular assignment. So you'll learn quite a bit about chemosynthesis and how it's different and how it's similar to photosynthesis. And, see, what are the comparisons and similarities, okay? And then you'll apply it to a food web in the hydrothermal vent food area of the ecosystem, okay? So there's our summary questions, pretty straightforward, all right? So for this one, you're going to just answer the questions, and notice it doesn't say that you have to respond to anybody. So you don't actually have to do any replies to student posts. But, if you do notice that somebody has, made a mistake, it's always nice to correct them before the deadline, but you're not being graded on that. Okay. Moving on to our world environment assignment. So this one is, we're going to take a look a little bit more about productivity, so factors that affect primary productivity. So in order to do this, you might want to go back to topic 2, where we first introduced primary productivity and photosynthesis. So you can go back to topic 2, the reading assignment, and kind of just, refresh your memory about that. And then you're going to be watching a video. So primary productivity in the last decade. Okay. So you'll start out with that video, and then, excuse me. And then, let's go ahead and take a look at the actual activity. Then you'll kind of look at some diagrams. So throughout this assignment, there are different diagrams that you're going to be using and evaluating in order to answer the questions. So there's 2 diagrams, basically, or figures. So here's one figure and another figure. okay, as well as some figures from articles. So, for example, this first figure, you're going to use this figure to be able to answer these questions. But again, if you don't know what primary productivity is, it's going to be hard to answer this question. So again, you need to kind of go back to topic 2 to refresh your memory on that. Okay. So you'll look at that diagram, watch the video, and then answer those questions on the first page. Next, we're going to get into biomes. So some of you already know what a biome is. So it's basically an ecosystem, but we divide the world into classification of ecosystems. So we have like the tundra biome and the rainforest, tropical rainforest biome, and so forth. So you'll use this website to kind of describe the different biomes. And one interesting thing I like to use is this graph right here. So you can see how we have on the x-axis, we have the mean annual precipitation. And on the y-axis, we have the mean annual temperature. And where these two intersect gives us the typical biome that is found there. So for example, if we have quite a bit of rain, but it's the temperature is pretty warm. So here's, the temperature, it's in Celsius, so 25 degrees Celsius is pretty hot. Whereas, this is going in opposite direction. So -5 up here, 25 degrees Celsius is pretty hot. So if we have a lot of rain and it's hot, we're going to be in the tropical forest biome. If we have a little bit of rain and it's hot, we're in the desert biome. Okay. If we're here in Oregon, we have, quite a bit of rain, but our temperatures are pretty mild. So we're kind of in this northern coniferous forest biome is typically what we are in. So you can kind of use this graph to kind of see which biomes fit with which descriptions. So there's a lot of information about the different biomes that's found on this particular website. Okay. So that'll help you answer some of the information. You can just get a lot of the information right from that graph that I just pointed out. And then if there's not a specific difference, like I don't know if temperate forest was on that website. Let me double check. Yeah, they have temperate deciduous forest and tropical forest, but I don't think they have specific yeah, I guess that could be deciduous forest. Anyway, so you can use the website to help you fill out the chart and use the information to be able to answer the questions. Okay, so so there's some information there as well. You might need to kind of look up our where we are here in Oregon compared to like Eastern Oregon and so forth to give you an idea of what biome we are in. Okay. Let's see, 158 to 159, we have class activity 6. So that goes into the different types of the biomes. So we have lots of sources for you to use to be able to answer those questions. Excuse me. And then the last activity we're going to be doing is looking at the forest zones. So we talked about the biomes being influenced by mean annual temperature versus the mean annual precipitation. But we can also look at differences based on elevation, or altitude. So, taking a look at our mountains, if, the lower down you are in the mountain range, it's a lot different habitat than the further up you go. So as you gain altitude, you get different presence of different vegetation. So you're going to use this information to be able to basically answer the questions there. So if we go back, it gives you some information. Use the principal life zones to fill out the tables. So I think that chart, it's going to have you list an indicator plant. So a plant commonly found in both the west and east side of a particular life zone. So Kinnikinnick in the Arctic alpine life zone. So when you go into the chart, if it's found on both the east and the west side, that would be an indicator. So Kinnikinnick is found on both. Okay, over here it looks like mountain hemlock would be, something that's unique to the mountain hemlock zone. Duh, makes sense. But you can see that the Alaska yellow cedar is only found on the west side, so that is not considered an indicator species of this zone. Okay, so it needs to be on both sides. All right, so you'll find those indicators and then use that to answer the questions. Okay, so that is the third activity. Moving on to our fourth activity, this is another one of those poster presentation things. This time you're going to kind of collaborate, not really. It's divided. So with another student, so don't worry if your other partner doesn't do what he or she is supposed to do, because you're graded independently, so don't worry. But you have your assigned role. So each student has their issue. So it's either deforestation, desertification, or eutrophication. So based on your assigned role, you're going to create a PowerPoint slide. Okay. We have the links that you can be used to answer the questions. So if we take a look at the questions, if you are for the deforestation group, student role 1, you're going to be basically addressing these 3 questions in your slide. Okay, student role 4 is going to be addressing these. Okay, for the next one, desertification, one student does this, one student does that. So we're splitting the work basically. So if your other group member doesn't do their part, it's not going to affect your grade because you've done your part. So don't worry about it. Okay. We do have things that you can access to help you. So we have, the deforestation links, the desertification links. There's one that's currently down, but there's enough that you can get by. Eutrophication links. Okay, and you can use your own links if you'd like. So when you're ready to post your slide, you're going to post it under your particular poster link. Okay, so just add it to, if you were eutrophication, you're just going to hit the reply button. Okay, and nest it under there. Let's see, and make sure that you are posting it as embedded into the post instead of adding it as an attachment, just so that we can all see it. So sometimes students, to do that, you might have to just take a screenshot and convert it to a JPEG. That might be the easiest way for some of you if you can't figure out how to do it otherwise. Okay, so that you'll be doing that, and then once you are done posting, you're going to return to the assignment, and you're going to be commenting on another poster. So if you were assigned deforestation, you're going to comment on desertification. If you were assigned desertification, you'll comment on eutrophication. Eutrophication, you'll comment on deforestation. Okay? So that's pretty straightforward. Go ahead and write down, continue on page 298 in your workbook, count number 4. If you have any questions about that, feel free to add them here. And then you're going to continue your measurements. So I think last week this worked out a lot smoother. So you're just going to add whichever habitat group you're assigned. Go ahead and add your data in your picture to that link there or that post, and then don't forget to go in and average out each habitats and add that to your table. I forget which page it was up here, but make sure you're keeping a tab of that, because at the end of the term, you're going to be graphing all that data. So it's best if you don't leave it till last minute, just keep, every week just adding to it. It's a lot easier. Okay. And then by Monday midnight, you need to take your quiz. All right. So in addition to all of these activities, I highly recommend that you start preparing for the midterm exam. So the midterm exam covers everything through topic 5, so topics 1 through 5. In our workbooks, at the end of each topic, we have these study guides. So hopefully you've been filling them out along the way. If not, there you go. You will have a lot more studying to do. But you could use these as your study guide for the midterms. So the midterms, they will be happening next week and covers everything from topic 1 through topic 5. Okay, so anything from the study guides are fair game. Okay, let's see. In addition to the studying for the midterm exam, I don't really recommend you working on anything else because you should be prioritizing studying for the midterm. Okay. If you have any questions along the way, feel free to email me, or you can stop by my office hours or set up a time to meet with me via Zoom. Good luck, everyone.